my topic is about the forgotten herbal medicine, and there the principles of the herbal medicine, of the traditional Arabic medicine. I don't know if someone know this, like there is a traditional Arabic medicine. We have to establish maybe such kind of word with, we discussed this maybe, yeah. How to use Ibn Sina's principles in a clinic in Frankfurt in 2023. So from the ancient world to our modern world. So we try to bring the bridge from the previous ancient world to our today, to our modern world. And you will think maybe how could be like the Ibn Sina 1,000 years ago has an influence to Frankfurt in 2023. I will try to give you a small overview about the work which is based on him, but not only on him. Because we always talk about the golden age of Islamic area, the Arabic area. We know this word, this is like a poem, to say, ليس الفتى من يقول كان أبي ولكن الفتى من قال ها أنا ذا. It's not the honorable person who say my father was, my ancient people was, my grandfather was. Who is a really honorable person is someone who say I'm here and I will do something. I want to change, I want to improve. And you can see maybe 1,000 years ago in Baghdad, the streets were better than on this part now, but it is, yeah, we have to see to the future. Because if we check in the old time, the people in Bayt al-Hikmah, after the transfer from Jundi Shapur, they translated all the knowledge into the Arabic language. They were very open-minded. They have an open heart for all the cultures, all the knowledge. And they have, at the same time, a critical analysis of the old and of the past and the principles and the philosophy. So the philosophy is also very important. It was raised also by Ibn Sina and Farabi and many others. And they developed new knowledge, it is still influencing us today until 2023. So the question is, are we like this or not? If you want to change something, maybe we have to see in ourselves and to change something in ourselves. Just a brief, everyone knows, of course, the historical background. The first civilization in Mesopotamia, we saw it, we have delegation from Iraq. This area is full of the old knowledge and where the herbs are really described and put together. And at the same time also, the pharaoh in Egypt, they have also all the knowledge about the medicine, anatomical and preservation and cultural of plants. This knowledge came into the Greece time, the ancient Greek, and from there it came also to the Arabic civilization and mixed together, and then it was improved, and that is like the golden age of the Islamic Arabic area. So we got the knowledge from part to part to part, and everyone developed something new and added something important inside. After that, the same medicine, this is very important, that's why I have to bring it, it is also contributed to Europe, and in Europe, they took the same medicine, and in Europe, it was like until 200 years ago, they used the same medicine like Ibn Sina. So we have like doctors in Europe, very famous, Hildegard von Bingen and others who are treating with a lot of herbal medicines in the church and in the other monks areas. It is the same medicine like Ibn Sina in the East. But then we discovered the bacteria. We saw the microscope. We got more analyzed to the deepness. So we saw the cells. We saw the active compounds in the cells. So we get more detailed, and we can see like very small structures. And you are the expert of these things to see like which is happening on a very biochemical small place. Until also in the medicine, we have like very nice and very good performance to treat heart attack and other things, to open the veins inside without opening the chest. Something very, very, very nice, very special. The problem is, the more specialized you are, the more detailed you look to something, you will not get the whole view. You will not get the overview of everything. because the heart can be, of course, affected by a biomolecule action, but maybe there are many other factors in the universe which are also affecting us. For example, the heat, the coldness, the anger, the flowers, the light, all these things have also direct way to the heart to change some biomolecular structures in the heart. So the chemical structures in the heart can be changed because of the changing in the environment. So to know the influences from outside is as important as to know from inside. So I encourage more to see the whole view, to get a holistic view on the body and on the medicine, how it is working, because this is described in our Arabic and Persian and Urdu language, and also in German language and in English language since thousands of years. It is available, it is there. But we don't watch to these things. So my question for you, give me a substance in this world, in this universe, it's a philosophical question, which has no temperature. Anything. Is there a substance without a temperature? Every substance in the world has a specific temperature. It has a kind of heat or coldness. And also it has a consistency, like is it moist or hard, or is it fluid, or is it airy? So you have like these two elements of life from the ancient world. It's like the heat, the coldness, the moistness, and the dryness. So this is the basic principle. We will not go through all the philosophy, but like to understand every action in the cell, around the cell, in our body, outside our body, is based on this old knowledge about the four elements. And that's why we have the four elements: the fire, the air, the water, and the earth. So the fire is hot and dry, the air is hot and moist, the water is cold and moist, and the earth is cold and dry. If the fire comes in touch to the water, it will evaporate, and then we will have air. We will have steam coming out. So these two are hot, these two are cold, these two are dry. These two are dry, and these two are moist. Okay, so there is more moisture inside. And you can apply this on everything, the elements, also on ourselves. So we have also the temperaments of humans. And if you see, all as we are here, or if you go to the market, you will see different people. You talk to someone, he's talking and laughing, and he's very happy, and he's making jokes, and you feel very, very friendly and like an old friend. This is most probably, which one of them for? Yeah, of course. No, this is left up. So this is hot and moist, hot and moist. This is a sanguinic temperament, and he has dominancy of the humor of the blood. So he has a lot of blood. So he has a red face, he's a little bit round, he's very happy, talking. He's a comedian, okay? Very lovely, nice people, okay? The other one here, I bring some, it's a hyperbolic a little bit. He is very dry. He is not very dry, but he has heat in himself, okay? He is very hot and dry. This is fire, okay? He is managing very well, he's active, he works, many works in the same time, he finishes everything very fast. But if it is too hot, yeah, then he will have problems, he will be angry. If this guy is too moist and hot, he'll be playing too much. Yeah, it's like making too much comedy and not very serious, not very smart in this way. Yeah? The other side here, on the left side here, this is a very lazy guy. Yeah, this lazy is cold and moist. Yeah, in Arabic and in German language and all other language, we have these words in our, like, demubarid, yeah, okay? He's cool, okay? Demusgil, okay? These are all these words are coming from this knowledge in the ancient time. So we have to know this guy, he has a lot of balgham. So this one, the first one on the left side upstairs, the airy one, he is damawi. He has a lot of blood. This one has a lot of yellow bile. Okay? This one, he has a lot of balgham phlegm. Okay? The phlegm is a lot of sinus problems and getting fat and edema and all these things. He has more the hepatic problems and biliary problems and like hypertensions. The dry hypertension, this guy has the moist hypertension. So every hypertension is different. He has more bleedings. He has not so much bleedings. On the right side here, this is the melancholic guy. Okay, so the melancholic guy is cold and dry from the earth, yeah, going down. He's afraid, but he is analytical, very good. All four are good, and we are all one of these four. Even if you think you are somewhere in between, you can be between, no problem. It's a long discussion, but the main thing is like we don't see this anymore in our medicine. So in our medicine, we just see like small things, but we don't see the whole view of this. Yeah. So if he has headache and he has headache, in our modern medicine, our modern time, we give them the same medicine. In the old time, not. Totally different. If you give him this medicine for this guy, he will be killed. It's possible that you kill him because you give hot and moist stuff for him. If you tell him he has to like have very hot and moist, we will come to it now, medicine or food. So everything is individual, and we have to see it individual, and we have to treat it individual. So the temperaments of life, the temperaments of the humans, of course we have, before we treat anyone, we have to change his diet. So we don't start with the medicine, we start with the food, movement, and the lifestyles. It's also a very big topic. On the left side, hot and moist, you see the soup, the broth, all these things, the oily stuff. This is produce a lot of them, a lot of blood. On this side, this chili, you see sambal olek and this dried chicken. This is like an Indonesian dish. Yeah, it's very delicious. But you have to eat it with cucumber and tomato to balance it, okay? To have more moistness inside. If you eat only this one, this is hot and dry. And if you have hot and dry disease and you eat this food, you will be sick. And you will get sick because of your food. If he keeps going eating chili and Indian curry, and he has hot and dry body, and he lives in a hot and dry places, like maybe here, so you have to be careful with your food. This one is cold and moist. Okay, you see all this milky product and creamy stuff. Cold and moist, and sour and dry food is, of course, cold and dry. So if you have someone who have high blood pressure, hypertension, a lot of blood, nose bleeding or gut bleeding or something like this, don't give him this food. Give him more of this food. Okay? If someone has like a lot of bilirubin and stuff, don't give him chili, curry, ginger. Yeah, give him more of like whey or other stuff, which is cooling water like that. Yeah. So individually, you can see about the temperaments. That's why you have to talk about the temperaments of the life, of the humans, of the food, and of course, of the drugs. So in the pharmaceutical cases, in all the old books by Ibn Sina, Razi, Al-Hawi, and all these things, we have the all Mujas and all the Arabic books are about which one is hot and which one is moist, which one is cold, which one is dry. And you have the combination of hot and moist, hot and dry, cold and moist, and cold and dry. So oily stuff mostly are hot and wet. So it is good for melancholic people, depression, and anxiety, OSD, and other things. You can give him these things. But don't give this one, yeah, because there is like a lot of oily stuff, to someone who has a lot of high blood pressure and a lot of blood inside. It will increase the problem. The most spices, the biggest part of our flowers, all what we discussed here, are hot and dry. Ginger, chili, cardamom, cloves, all these things are hot and dry. They produce heat. Everyone knows if we eat in chili, if we bite inside, it will become hot. And chili is like maybe in the 3rd degree, but ginger, if you eat ginger, you'll become also hot, but not as hot as with the chili. And cannabis, of course, is cooling. Yeah, this is like cooling, very cooling. But if you belladonna, it's like this is maybe 3rd degree, and belladonna is maybe 4th degree. So you can use it more easily for these people, but don't use it for these people. You know, so you can in your analytics and in your studies, you can try to figure out maybe also tissues or other stuff which is related to these things, because everything in the laboratory, you have to have the correct pH, you have to need water, you have to the mass and all these things. You can also try to have this in your mind. Yeah? Of course, the malvasia, we know the khubeze, we know the mlukhia, we know all these things. Actually, I want to invite you to eat khubeze and mlukhia and bagle and all these things, what we have here in Jordan. Maybe we can organize it, and yeah, this is like something special dish. And this is very good in the summer when it's hot and dry to cool it down. Okay? If it's cold and moist in Germany and it's raining and you eat too much mlokhia, maybe you will get some problems. But if you feel hot and dry in the winter, you can eat it also. So if you feel hot, don't eat hot food. If you feel, don't take hot medicine. If you feel cold, take the hot ones. A lot to say about this. We have 4 degrees. First degree is very slight. The second is higher heating, but it's coming back again. The third heating is like if you take this medicine, you will not come back alone. You have to change something. You have to take something else to come back. And the 4th degree are toxic. And you know it about smell and other things, and you can combine it. But every plant has khasiyya and kayfiyya. The kayfiyya, the condition of it, and the specialty. So some plants, they have the hot or cold condition, but they also attached to the stomach, to the heart, to the liver, to something else. The khasiyya of that is some special effect of it. What we do, we only today use the khasiyya and we forgot the kayfiyya. We only use, this is good for brain, this is good for liver, this is good for that, but we forgot that maybe it is good for the brain or for the liver, but this is a hot liver, and you give a hot drug, you will increase the problem. This is also not considered in our natural therapies, also in the modern world. So, if we talk about actions of the drugs, I have a question. Why are we so anti? Everything is anti in our modern world, yeah? Like antioxidant, antidepressant, antibiotic, antiseptic, anticoagulant, everything is anti. We are fighting all the time about something. Why are we fighting so much? Yeah, it's like a war, and we have like killer cells. We have I don't know what kind of cells inside which are attacking and pulling out. It's like we are in constant war with ourselves and with others. We are fighting. That's our paradigm today. A long time ago, it was not like this. If you see the difference from here, from this actions of drugs, and on the how it was before, it was like مفرح, معرق, مفتح, مجفف, مسخن, مبرد, yeah, all these things, معطس, yeah. So it is like opening, cooling, heating, moistening. It's like an effect on the tissue. And it gives you more detail about the process and the activity which is going inside this tissue. Because if you say anti-inflammatory, it's a difference, yeah, to say, but it is like anti-inflammatory, hot, heating or cooling or moistening, or this is more specified. If you say it is like opening, and you have also the temperament to that. So this is something I think we should consider to see how is our intention, how is our mind in case of how to treat with the body, how are this world running, are we fighting or are we more relaxed persons? Try to find the balance. I give you an example also, maybe you read it, I'm not sure, maybe you have it also here in your curriculum, about the Rosa damascena, of course, very famous and very potent and very good drug, and we hear it here also, very nice. So the first thing what you see in the Qanun fi Tibb and other medicines is the temperament. And it is cold and moist and first order. So this part has a sense, but it's mostly neglected by many doctors. Then you can see also they are more, like the rose water is mildly astringent, carminative, refrigerant, cardiac tonic, and the flowers, tonic, laxative, expectorant, cardiotonic, and all these things. Yeah? So in one plant, you have different actions, and the old medicine knows how to extract the special action and how to combine it with others to enhance it or to reduce it. But the first thing is you have to know the temperament. And before that, you have to know the temperament of the disease. If you know the temperament of the disease, you can choose the temperament, the fitting temperament of the herb. Then you can combine it with other things or change. Here, the Kulkand is very famous also, with sugar, and you put it in the sun for 40 days. Yeah? And this is like mulayyin, laxative, munaqqi dimagh, drugs clearing bitter humor from the brain, beneficial in nazla and zukam, cold and rhinitis. And of course, it is like, as I said, with the rose activity is changed slightly by the process how you make it. And then you can combine different drugs and herbs together. And we saw it just now also, it was very nice. Why we combine different herbs together and make this murakkabat. We have ma'joon, we have la'uq, we have tiryaq, we have many kinds of combinations of murakkabat. One is to reduce the side effects. So as we saw, we have something with side effects, and you give another drug inside to reduce the side effect of that. You can have to reduce or to enhance the strength. Sometimes this is too strong, you give something else to lessen the power or to enhance the power. Maybe you put something inside because of the taste, flavor, I think you know all these things. And sometimes you have like synergistic actions, like this is very hot and the other one is very hot and this disease is very cold. So you put 2 and 3 together to make it on the correct space, yeah? And to correct the effects, to optimize the accessibility, to focus on one organ. For example, if you put saffron into a herbal combination, it will go more to the liver. If you put nettles, it will go more to the kidney. If you put something else inside, you can administer the drug where to go into the body. And also the way where you put it, of course, has an effect. The canon of medicine, al-Qanun fi at-Tibb. We don't need to talk about it. I think everyone knows about Ibn Sina, and that was this was the main medical book in Europe and in Arabic area for 700 years. If you see in the Wikipedia in English language, you can see how detailed it is written about the temperaments, about the morbid matters, about the relations, and about you can read a lot about these things, and also here about the anatomy, and then also, the humors, of course, physiology, bilious humor, and all these things. Then the second book is about materia medica. This is very important for you, for pharmaceutical stuff, is full of knowledge. And then the special pathology and some diseases. And then the fourth is this, about, not to one organ related diseases. Then we have the formulary in the fifth book. There is also a lot of very nice murakkabat inside the fifth book. It's free, accessible everywhere. You can get it, and you have the legacy receptions, all these things. And you can notice the notes and references in the English version, a lot. References and sources, more than 36, and you can see this. Now, no, not yet, because I want to change. I just want to show you something. In November 2023, if we switch to Arabic, if you check it, you can check it by yourself. If you check it by yourself, you can see like few lines and like 4 or 5 sources. And one of the sources is Wikipedia English. Okay, Wikipedia of English. So the Arabic Wikipedia, you use only few sources, and in the end, it's like the most thing, they just took it from here. So there is no, it's not very active to know this knowledge, it's like neglected knowledge. That's why I bring it, yeah. So if you want to, I can show you also a few case reports fast, okay? One is a female, 49 years old. She came, she has heart palpitation, diarrhea, she has some fatigue, she was very weak, migraine, she had already an operation of the thyroid gland, and she takes selenium, vitamin B, vitamin D, Eutorox, and Tibone, magnesium, curcumin. And the blood results, you have it here. But she has these problems, and she got more and more supplements here, supplements there, and but you have to, if you see her, but this is not her. This is like a sample. It's similar to this one, okay? So her face is like this. So this, you cannot increase the heat. She is already too hot. And you give her like curcumin, and you give her like vitamin D, and you give her like selenium and all these things. This is increasing the problem. And the people tell her to take more like ginger and all these things. This makes everything worse, okay? So what we did, first we check The pulse was very fast, empty, thin, irregular, weak. The urine was strong yellow. The stool is yellowish, fluid. And we diagnose first it is hot and dry disease with this temperament of yellow bile. Okay, so you have to reduce the yellow bile and to skip everything out which produce yellow bile. And of course, you have to avoid vitamin D, curcumin, selenium, and these things, and eat more cold and moist food. And I give her this rose combination as a tea and other things. And we make also manual therapy. And she had more power, better stool, no migraine, and feels much better. So the power comes back if the heat reduces. In this case, if you have too much coldness, also you can become weak. So you have to know which one is it and how to treat it, you know? So to balance everything, this is the main thing, to balance the body. Another case, different thing, ulcus of the leg. You see on the left side, she came like this. She's, I think, 75 years old. And then, okay, in the first time I checked, it was more than 1 year she's walking like this. Then I put some leeches, surrounded, and just you can see after one time, the next week, it's totally different to this one, the body, because you can see that this whole area is full of blood. It's stagnant blood. There's a lot of soda, black bile inside. And that's why we have to improve the blood flow inside. And then you take this bad matter out of the body. I didn't bring you now the bloody pictures, but you can see it. I can show it to you. And then just in 1 week, it became like that. And 1 week later, you can see she came after 1 week, how it is here. It's yellowish. Yeah, it's nourishing now. It changed. And that time, first I put the cupping on the other side to move the matter from that part to the other side, the bad matter. And then we put also leeches inside. And you can see how it becomes like this. And then we put honey inside, directly inside the wound. Okay, honey inside. And you can see after a few weeks, it's changed, closed. Okay, very easy, you don't need to have so much expenses or something. You can do it if you know the correct diagnosis. You know this is a blood dominancy problem with soda inside. You can also readjust some food and some supplements. But the main thing here is like the local therapy in that part. So I'll give you just some proof that our body is different. We are not all the same. You know how blood looks like. So you can see we make also the bloodletting, the al-fast bil-Arabi. On the left side, on the right side is different. 2 different persons, 2 different blood types. We don't talk about the blood type, we talk about the consistency in the blood and what is inside. If you think this is okay, quite similar, I give you another picture. Wir sind gleich fertig. Here. Maybe you cannot see it very well. And one person, we took 3 bottles out. The first is very dark and becomes lighter because we took the toxic matter out of his body. And here you have different samples of other people, how the blood looks like inside them. It's yellowish, it's brown, it's like very hard. And you can see different kind of yellow. So everybody is different and everybody has to be treated differently. That's why our research should be try to balance ourselves. And thank you for listening to me. And I hope we can keep this balance in our life. And in this way, we don't need to have more anti and fighting and like these things. We can balance so the bad people have no chance to come inside. Thank you very much.